Right, November is in the main house again, and it's a production I am really, really excited about that I am directing. I'm going to be directing a play called The Incident Room by Olivia Hurst and David Byrne. And this play is set in the 1970s in Millgarth Police Station. Millgarth is the main police station in Leeds, and it is the inside police investigation of Peter Sutcliffe. And it shows the things that went wrong, the awful mistakes that were made, that if they hadn't been made could have saved the lives of quite a few women. It's a seriously interesting drama, a little bit of a thriller, and it brings in quite a lot of misogyny because the person who is running the incident room is a young woman. And the wonderful thing about it is that it has been really well researched. It is forensically accurate. And apart from one character, every single one of the people in it existed. They were the real people running the case. So we have, I'll just go to the script. We have the following characters. We have Meg Winterbourne. She's a police sergeant. She's late 20s to 30s, and she is running the incident room. She is pragmatic, she's strong, she works extraordinarily hard, and she is totally committed to uncovering who is murdering all these women in Leeds. Tish Morgan, young woman, late 20s, reporter on the Yorkshire Post. She wants the inside story, and she's pushing and she's pushing and she's pushing, and she knows that the investigation is not going well, that it's actually a bit of a bloody disaster, and after several years of investigating they are nowhere nearer to catching Sutcliffe at all. We have Sylvia Swanson. She is older, she could be mid-40s, 50s. She's a civilian police officer, and she is funny. She is a little bit of humour, she's down to earth, she's charismatic, and I think she's having it off with one of the police officers. There's a little bit of intrigue going on there. She's extraordinarily witty, hard-working. And the extraordinary thing about it is they didn't have computers. Everything was in files. They had loads and loads and loads of pieces of paper that are piling up, which I'll come to with the set in a moment. We then have the other woman in it, oh, tragic, Maureen Long, the Bradford resident who survived. He clomped her over the head, and she survives. A very ordinary, downtrodden woman. Bit of a good time girl. She liked to drink. She wasn't a prostitute, but she liked to drink. She liked to go into the bars of Bradford and Leeds, and she is scared stiff. But she helps them. She goes back and she looks for him with the help of Meg. But she is frightened, and of course it changes her life. She's wrecked. And if you read about these people, if you research it, you can find out what happened to them. And then you've got the police officers. You've got Andy Latchew, Andy, uniformed police officer, mid-20s. And this is the bit in the play where it just makes you gasp. He has interviewed Sutcliffe so many times, and he's got a feeling about him. But his bosses, say, oh, bin it. And they put that file into a filing cabinet. And that's the moment when the audience go, oh, God, my God. Because that is the file, that if they'd followed it up. You've got Dick Holland, bit of a Jack the Lad, senior investigating officer, a typical Leeds senior investigating officer, bit unorthodox, get people into Millgarth in the dead of night when nobody's watching, and let's question them there. And then, of course, you've got George Oldfield, and he was the senior investigating officer, and he was the man who got really hooked up on the bogus voice tape which suggested that Sutcliffe was a Geordie, and he will not tolerate anything else. It has to be a Geordie. It has to be a Geordie. And then you get a man in his 40s, Jim Hobson, who is completely keen on the tyre investigation, that if you follow the tyre tracks, we'll catch him. And of course, they carry on for a while, but there are so many thousands of them, that comes to nothing. And then you've got an amazing role for a guy in their mid-30s, Jack Ridgway, Mancunian. They send him from Manchester, and he comes in, all guns blazing, to track down the money that has been paid to people, that one of the notes has been found on one of the prostitutes. He just comes in like a whirlwind from Manchester. He's a Manc, he's going to sort it, not these dozy people at Millgarth in Leeds.